Hi, everybody. We're right back at it again. It's me, your story leader for this game, Avery, at Averydaboi on social media. I am a community ambassador right here on the Rolling Nomads. But none of that's important right now, because we're about to jump right back into things on the continent. So without much further ado, let's go ahead and introduce our wonderful adventurers. And let's go ahead and start with Azure this time.
Hello, everybody. I'm the Azure Butterfly, or Azure for short, or simply Rachel. You may know me as Ingrid of Sintra and Witcher Ways of Old, Maria Russolini in Berlin Bloodlines, or Jill Fletcher in Transylvania Beckons. And tonight, I'm going to be playing Blair, or better known as Commander Blair.
We'll see how much commanding will be done this evening, and we'll go ahead and throw it over to the oldest Victorian orphan I've ever met. Ramos, if you wouldn't mind.
Absolutely. My name is Gilbert Ramos, aka at RamostheNomad everywhere, and today I'll be playing Vernon, simply Vernon, Magentist, soon to be supreme.
Ooh, a little Witcher Ways of Old callback there, but well, we'll see. Let's go ahead and throw it over to the wonderful As I Was.
Hello, everyone. I'm As, or As I Was on the social media, because I think I'm funny. I am just the intern here on the Rolling Nomads. I take notes, other things. And today I will be playing Thallo of the Warrens, the Varigol.
What does it mean to be a Thallo Warren? You'll have to just keep watching to find out. And last, and certainly not least, let's go ahead and throw it over to the wonderful druidbynight.
Hi, I'm Luna, or druidbynight. You can find me at druidbynight on all the things, including here on Twitch. I'm the social media director here at the Rolling Nomads, but tonight I will be playing Aslan Llewellyn the Morthen.
Yes, Aslan Llewellyn the Ionthan at the moment.
Ionthan, yes. Words are hard.
But, we'll see how long it takes you to become the Demorthan. I mean, Oshin the Old Wolf is a ghoul from beyond the grave at this point, so... So, let's go ahead and start this session with the story so far as told by Vernon, if you wouldn't mind.
Of course. We began our story taking a look at each of our wonderful characters, and as they remember sort of their histories, many of us have nightmares and memories as we begin our story. We visited Blair, who was tormented by dreams of her past. We visited Aslan, who not exactly tormented by dreams of her past, but visited by strange oddities in the night. We visited Thallo, who I believe tormented by dreams of their past. We got a close-up of each of us as we, for no particular reason at all, I'm sure, remembered things in our histories. Two of us, Blair and Aslan, had special visits from the king on the mountain, this strange elk creature. I'm forgetting the name for the creature. I have a theory of what it might be, but that's not fact, so we won't leave that into the recap. This strange creature that seems to be a mystical or a protective force in this area. We did not visit Vernon's past, particularly because his future and his present are more engaging and more important at the moment, especially since the Magentist lab that he is a part of is sacked, pilfered, and destroyed, and his master killed? ? He did all he could to preserve his master, to include making him more compact and severing certain unneeded things, and submerging him in a type of embalming fluid or preservation fluid. And then he set out for the town proper, or village proper, I suppose I should say, of Null. As he was journeying, as was everyone else, they eventually all coalesced and all gathered in a tavern. Vernon came in looking very worse for wear, bloodied, rained on, and filthy, a sad Victorian child, as he's been dubbed, commissioned or attempted to commission the three of them to help him find the ruffians who robbed his Magentus laboratory, as he believed he could identify them and was out for vengeance. After this brief conversation, another joined us as the town was gathered here. Osberth burst into the door, gravely wounded, and while Vernon could help to an extent using Magentus medicine, essentially, it was Aslan who healed him truly with magic, and the skeptical eyes of the townsfolk watched her do it. Osberth confirmed that it seemed to be the same ruffians that sacked Vernon's lab. The situation changed as we kind of looked around. We didn't see Aiden, who was a member of the MacGormac family, the ruling family here. He was gone. We believe he might be acting rashly and pursuing the ruffians himself. As we gathered and figured out what to do next, we were visited yet again by another visitor, Vortigar MacGormac, who is the heir to the MacGormac family here, and I believe very rarely comes down from the castle itself. He gave us leave to pursue, and offered his support with what he could offer in steeds, in supplies, and so that we could bring Aiden back home and bring justice back into this settlement. That is, I believe, where we left off.
That is precisely where we left off. So with all of that in mind, let's go ahead and get right back into it. I think the minutiae of the rest of the evening is relatively unimportant unless there's something the four of you would like to discuss. So if there is, now is the time.
I think Blair is just kind of, after the last words that Vortigar said to Blair to go find her sword when she asked for one, she's kind of looking 1,000-yard stare. Yeah, I need to go home first.
We should determine a meeting place.
Here's as good as any.
Here's fine.
I know your level of exhaustion, Aslan, is very high from working your magic. So I don't think you even fully process that there are words coming out of your mouth. As soon as Vernon suggests a meeting place, you all hear the well from Aslan.
The well.
Well,
You're right there.
Fine. I'm just tired.
We should probably get you home.
Yes, I need to talk to Uncle.
Well then.
Sure, the well, yeah.
would one of you be able to guide Aslan home? Make sure she gets there safely.
Yeah, she's my cousin.
Stroll with my cousin would make me so happy.
And I would like to point out that by all technicality, Vernon is also your cousin. Just more times removed. There's 36 now with the new baby. Everyone here is related on some level.
It's getting pretty late, actually. You need a place to stay for the night, or are you gonna make it back to yours? Burn.
I don't imagine I'll be able to make it back. And then in time to meet you all in the morning. I may visit some family tonight and meet you all in the morning.
Did well. Come on, Aslan, let's get you back to Uncle.
Yeah. Thank you.
As you all disperse, we'll go ahead and start with the two of you that are together. As you approach the Demorthans' dwellings, few stone cairns stacked outside of it. Some hanging fetishes on strings hanging from the roofing. The old wolf is smoking his pipe in the chair out in front of the door.
Cole, shouldn't you be getting to sleep soon?
I would be getting to sleep, lass, if I didn't hear from my favourite nephew that one of our family has been getting themselves into a bit of trouble on the road.
Come back in one piece.
It seems as if you came back with one piece that you didn't own, lad. You furry. Thought I taught you better when I rapped you with my stick as a boy.
Look, it was in the river. It flooded down from the stream. I just picked it up. I didn't take it out of anyone's bag or body.
Not all things that are not owned are lost. Mind.
Horse uncle.
That being said, it's worth too much to part with without compensation.
I know, he looked like he was about to fall over, so I didn't want to bring it up in that moment. But probably didn't line, especially since he's paying me to take him out of town.
Hey, just don't be a shite about it.
Horse uncle.
Oh, come here. Let me feel your face, boy.
And Sal's gonna walk up, kind of bend down.
So
their
reaches
faces-
up and
Yep.
he kind of runs his hand over the side of your face and thumb over your lips and your nose and around the other side of your face.
No scarring. You've been keeping yourself out of scraps. Good lad.
Yes.
And he
I
pats
said
you
as
on the-
much.
pats you on the top of your head.
Just, I did have a question about something I found. Do you want to sit down? I was like, you're wobbling there, and I that was quite a.
She can stand.
Okay.
Or we could have a seat inside. I'll make us some tea.
The cost of invoking the spirits must be keenly felt.
I'm pretty sure it's been felt, and if we go inside, have some
Need
tea,
I rap you with my stick again?
be the last time. No, Uncle, it's fine. I just I
Okay, I can
worry. Oh. If you're sure.
Begin. What you going on about there, boy?
Tea. I can still make tea.
He pokes you with the end of his staff that he had in his other hand.
Mm-hmm.
Thought we were done with that kind of lesson, lad.
Yeah, Uncle. All right. Sorry, sir.
Hmm. So what do you want to talk to me about?
The liquid that was in the flask I found.
Hmm. Give it here.
I will hand over what they found.
Pop the cork. Smell it. Dip his finger in.
I
Okay.
thought maybe Uncle, that might, you're the expert here. Sorry.
I'm not quite sure what this is. Certainly water, but there's something in it.
Aslan will like peek around and get a good look at it.
Yeah, I thought it was fool's gold or something.
You see there's some kind of ochre and orange particles that are floating in the water.
I don't know. but it doesn't bode well.
I'm gonna ask Barnon.
And that would be why. But what would be more wise is you feed goat an apple and go to bed.
Of course, Uncle. Have a good night. See you in the morning, Aslan. And Thallo will kind of wrap their arms around Aslan, trying to like be gentle.
Aslan will
Let
return
go.
the hug and lean on them a little bit.
Alright, off you go, lad.
Yeah. Night. And go
That-
feed Goat. Even though Goat probably got fed a bunch.
Thallo departs and you're left alone with Oshin, the old wolf. He looks you up and down, even though he hasn't had use of his eyes for 30 years.
I think Aslan's used to that by now. She stands there kind of awkwardly, trying to think how tired, trying to work her tired brain to think of how to say what she wants to say.
You can feel it. You don't need to say anything. Do you realize what you've done?
I helped. Like you taught me.
Taught you to do that sort of thing behind closed doors, Aslan. There's a reason our art is called mysteries. The others, they didn't understand. Where we study the mysteries, learn the Ogam, in an effort to understand the spirits. They live in blissful fear. Do you ken me?
They shouldn't be afraid, though. I help them. We help them.
Yeah. And now they'll wonder why. When a baby is born still, and it is beyond our ability to heal them, they'll wonder why. They'll wonder when their husbands return home with broken legs, missing hands, why we can't heal them. Resentment will grow. Slowly. Mark my words.
Just wanted to help.
And you did. You helped one.
He stands up and he puts his hand on your shoulder.
Everyone makes mistakes. But if you make the same mistake a second time, it's a choice. You can.
I understand.
No. Them four that you were with tonight. I think they are willing to at least try to understand the mysteries.
Maybe three. Maybe. Not so much
Hey.
one of them.
Say what you wish about Vernon. His great-grandfather was the Dumorthan before me. It's in his blood. He'll come around.
It's a mischievous grin. Interesting. I'm sure he will.
Very well.
They
I
want
can-
me.
Speak.
They want me to go with them.
You should.
I should?
It's time you saw the world outside of this little valley.
I mean, don't you need my help?
He just kind of looks at you for a moment.
No. I never have. That's what makes it Demorthan. It's time you become one. I'll die this year. I can feel it.
Then I shouldn't leave.
You must.
I look over
You're
her
not
shoulder.
meant to be the Demorthan of Nal.
What am I meant to be then?
That is only for you to decide. Or try to turn the tide of destiny and stay in this tiny little place where your talents will never be seen for what they are. Choice is yours,
Nod.
but just remember, you can only call it a mistake once.
Yes.
And are you willing to watch their bodies brought back to this village, and that be your mistake? No, you sweet summer child.
What would you call me that?
Because you're spreading your wings, little crow. Go on. Head to bed.
Do you need anything? Tea?
No, I doubt I'll be sleeping much anymore.
He'll nod, but looks sad. Help him inside.
He sits in the front room just smoking his pipe. Go to bed. Blair, as you depart, the walk home is... For as weird as the night's event are, the path back home doesn't change.
I think that little bit of familiarity is nice, though I feel like knowing what she's going to have to do if she wants a proper weapon to protect herself during this and not just her flimsy hunting bow. It's kind of like making the road ahead of her stretch out a little. Make every step feel a little heavier.
I think in that moment your mind is called back to a game that you played as a child. The other children where you grew up. Called 13 Steps. It's a game modeled after the reported. This is what the story was told to you when you played it for the first time, that the first temple that Sustrain never built once he came to the continent had 13 steps. And you could only progress one step a turn, and there were lines to separate 13 zones, 13 stairs. And the goal was to get to the top and shove everyone else down before you could enter the doors of the temple. If that story's true or not, I don't think it really much matters at this point. It's just a game you played as kids. I think in that moment, Blair finds herself counting each 13 steps. Realizing that it is a perfect 14 times of 13 steps to get from the goat's beard to your home.
Yeah. And I think, yeah, she's definitely also, I want to say she probably started doing that, like just, yeah, subconsciously. And the second she's at the front of her door, she's kind of just going to stop and stare at it as if it was a portal to another realm, another time, rather than just her home.
Indeed, in that moment, you look up, and for just a single moment, you see the doors of the temple. Great, wide open, the symbol of the Church of the One.
Clenching her fists as tight as she can for a second before letting it fully relax and then doing it again. A few times she's going to shake her head and rub her eyes. And then, with a breath, go to open the door.
You open the door. The fire in the fireplace is still going. You put out the candles before you left, but your home is as you left it.
I want to say it's very sparse. If anything, it's just essentials. As someone who didn't really plan on staying, but just did. There's no personal decoration. There's no signs of flights of fancy with purchases or anything. There's food kept where it needs to be. A couple of dining utensils, maybe only enough for just one person a day use. A lot of materials used to help her maintain her hunting equipment and the game that she brings back. Being able, having a space to be able to clean it outside, and then potentially work the meat for herself on certain kills on a counter, and a little cooking pit on the interior to one side that leads into a chimney on the roof. She's kind of just going to start. Do I know we have time to relax? Are we actually like...
You're leaving at first light. That is when Vortigar said he could have your carnides ready.
Okay. And then in that, the simple leathers that she wears when she goes hunting that she hadn't been able to really get herself out of today, or never really found the energy to get herself out of, she starts doffing just careful, practiced. She's doing it almost absent-mindedly, and placing it in very, very specific spots situated for that. Not on a mannequin or anything like that, but just neatly placed, very methodical. And then once she's done with that, that fireplace that you said is still lit. I want to say there's not a full chair there, but there's a stool, at the least, and she's going to take a seat on there by the fire. And I think as she does that, she feels the weight in one of her, in her pouch, of the journal that she found, that she had been staring at in the tavern before. I think she's gonna, with a shaking hand, because this is going to be a night of unearthing the past. What's a little more? And I think in that moment, she's finally just going to pull the book out, let her fingers run over the symbol of the one on its cover. And then I assume it's just closed with, is it a metal latching or just like a leather thong, just like
It
around
was latched at one point, but it seems as if maybe squirrels or something gnawed away the metal.
She's gonna, in that case, just let it fall open on her lap.
As you do. You know what's in it. I don't need to tell you.
Going to read through some of the words, and when she gets to the end, by that time her eyes had grown wider, mind visualizing those moments, remembering where she was, what she was doing, the smells, the sounds. And I don't even think it's enough. I think it's... I don't even think she's crying. I think she's just heart racing, hands trembling, eyes unleaving the page. She gets to the final.
I would like you to take a point of temporary trauma, please.
Was there any markings on the page, or did it just end? Was there any blood? Was there any...
Blood covered up a few of the words in the middle, if you recall.
I think in that moment, after, she's gonna let her hand rest on that final entry that she's reading. And she's just gonna say, "And wait, so sorry." I'm gonna just quickly shut it.
You do.
First light's gonna come, and she's going to stand and look to her little cot that's in the other corner, and the loose floorboard that's underneath it. And she's going to slowly approach it, kneel, and with both hands wedge it open to the really worn and probably partially eaten away cloth at this point that's wrapped around the form of a sword. She's going to pull it out and slowly start unbinding it.
Other than a spot of rust on the pommel, it is largely as you left it. It's a gladius. It's a short sword. Disc at the hilt. It's meant for thrusting and slashing.
She's going to stand holding the sword in both hands, and then grabbing the hilt with her left, or not, no, the scabbard with her left and the hilt with her right. She's going to unsheath it.
It's been many years since you've seen this blade glitter in the light of a flame. And the flame is just enough to illuminate the small inscription which runs in the fuller of the blade that says, "Let the one eat the sins of the hand who wields." It's meant to be a prayer of absolution. You know this. This was a prayer that you would always say before battle. You know the power that absolution has. The decisions you're capable of making when you know that you'll be forgiven for them.
But it doesn't take away what I've done. Doesn't change what I could have done.
You see also under this floorboard your round shield.
She's gonna sheathe the blade once more and gently place it down on her cot before reaching in and pulling her shield out. Feeling its
Yeah.
heft.
It's certainly worn. This thing has seen you through many battles. The marks of several still adorning the surface, and the boss in the center of the shield. And you know also in that hole under that floorboard, your armor, your chainmail, and your tabard. You see the tabard emblazoned with the symbol of the Church of the One. But instead of it being silver, it is in red, symbolizing your station as a blade of the church. You always wondered why it was red. When you were a child, when all the blades would come through, why was their symbol red and not silver?
He will pull out the armor, letting her fingers rub along the embroidery of the tabard, thinking those thoughts, questioning the red. But I don't think she's going to wear it. Unless absolutely necessary. She doesn't want to don those colors again. She will pack it. Still, the chainmail, the tabard.
So you do. Leaves time only left for sleep, if you choose. Vernon, it's been many years since you've even gotten within 7 steps of the home you were born in. There it is. Has it moved? Changed? Hasn't been affected by all of the things in your life that have inspired and moved you and brought you to epiphany. This place is exactly the same as you left it.
Unsurprising, really. Nothing much changes in Gaol.
As you approach, you do see that through one of the windows, your parents are on the wealthier side of most of the villagers here. They do a lot of stone masonry for the McGormacks. Gets them paid. They have a very useful skill. They have glass windows. And you can see through one of these glass windows fire just going in the fireplace, but there's no movement inside the house.
We'll knock at the door.
Takes a moment. Hear some shuffling. Until you see your mother, Kayla. She opens the door. Her long, wavy brown hair. Well, it was brown when you left. Most of it's gray. She looks haggard. You have medical training. Her eyes and her skin are jaundiced. You see that her gum line's receding. She looks up at you. That my Vernon.
Hello, Kayla.
Oh, my boy. She wraps her arms around you. Come in. And notice as she coughs, there's blood on her hand. She quickly hides it behind her back. Come in.
You're ill, Kayla.
Oh, don't you worry about me.
Have you spoken with a healer?
Precious little that can be done, I'm afraid.
Have they determined that?
That is what the old wolf said, eh?
The old wolf. Where is he?
Lying down. Hasn't much gotten himself out of bed in the last year.
I don't suppose he's awake.
I'm sure he'd wake for you.
No, he should need his rest. I just wish to see him, that's all.
Go on then. See him.
make my way to him.
As you open the door, your father, for whom you bear a name, lays in his bed. When you were a boy, he was so strong and broad, you thought he must have had not just the blood of Osags, but the blood of giants. He was huge, well over 6 feet, well over 300 pounds. He was a man to be beheld. And now you just see a lithe, thin, gassed. Skin is stretched and cracking like parchment over bones. Most of his hair's fallen out. Beard has been taken care of, but nearly white. His eyes open as the door opens.
Goes there.
Vernon. Magentist.
Magentist. My son is a Magentist.
That's correct.
Do you know him, my son?
Vernon will look to Kayla in this moment, seeing if this is normal.
She nods.
I do. He's skilled, but still in practice. He's in Septus rank now.
Oh, my boy. Could you take him something for me?
I will.
You see, he lifts his arm from the bed, and Kayla almost pushes past you to go in to stop him, but stops herself. He raises his arm and points to a chest in the corner. Before the stress of just raising it a few inches, raising his arm a few inches over the bed is enough that the muscle gives and the arm falls back to the bed.
Make my way to it and look to Kayla for confirmation.
She nods. You open it. You see a few things. You see something that you didn't remember. You see a wood carving. Carved into the face of a small cutting from a tree. There's a carving of a young boy, his parents, and the Magentist that they apprenticed him to. Picture of you and your parents. And Gerard. Carved into the wood by an expert hand and burned so that the carving would remain. You forgot this piece even existed. Though the memories of seeing it again force you to be reminded of your father holding you still in his lap while the carver carved. And then once the carver said something that pissed him off, he tickled your side so that you kept moving and it kept pissing off the carver. And then they would go back and forth. You see clothes. Clothes from when you were a very young man. Very little importance to you now. But atop them you see a hammer. Crafting hammer that was modified to be used when push came to shove. It bears all the marks of a masonry hammer, except for there's a metal hook which comes out of the back. And atop of the stone head of this hammer The striking face has 4 metal rivets. Your father went to war once, a long time ago. Before you were born, he used to tell you stories all about it. About how his hammer claw was whispered about by the Guiderites, that they told stories of the barbarian warrior who wielded the hammer named Claw. But you never saw the hammer. You always thought it was just your father telling tall tales. There it sits, along with the tool belt that you can loop it into so that you may carry it.
Your son will value this greatly, I'm sure. But I must inquire, sir. This bears a striking resemblance to a story I've heard of a great warrior wielding a claw, whispered among the Woodrites. Surely this is not the same.
I was him.
That man is said to have felled hundreds, to have gone into battle bravely and with glory. He was a beast on the battlefield, a warrior to be admired and feared in equal measure. You claim to be him.
Not anymore.
Time is a cruel enemy, a great warrior, one that we are ill-suited to battle, for it is sneaky and patient, and does not meet us honorably. I am sad to see it claim you.
You see he's starting to try and formulate an answer, but as he draws in that deep breath, closes his eyes, exhales long and slow, or he begins to snore.
What's happened, Kayla?
Hey. Oh. Your father, he became sick. And, then I became sick. There's no use bothering through all of it.
If I had my supplies, I could heal you. I could take you to the laboratory and we could determine the illness. We could find an antidote, a cure, a medicine, something to alleviate your symptoms, something to possibly...
I've got the blood lung, dear boy. Nothing that can be done about that.
It's not true.
She puts her forehead against yours. It's all right, darling. Your father's had the wasting for 3 years now.
The very fact that it's been 3 years shows that there is hope, that there is a cure, there is a persistence that can be done. 3 years and he's been wasting away. Most will go in 2. The unlucky in 1. He is evidence to the lack of an inevitability.
All right, son.
No. I'm retrieving my components and my equipment tomorrow. And then I'd like you to come with me to the laboratory.
Well, can I just leave your father here?
I'd like to bring him.
She smiles for a moment. She sits down at the table and gestures to the seat across.
He'll take a seat.
Now, why don't you sit right there while I make you a cuppa, and you tell me what sort of magical machine we're gonna build to get your lame father up that mountain.
I please. I will rise from my seat. I'll take care of it. Just.
No. You're in my house, Vernon, son of Vernon. So you'll sit there while I make you a cuppa, then you'll explain to me precisely what sort of... I'm sorry, I said magical. That's not the right word, is it? I'm sorry. You explain to me what sort of magiance-powered mechanism that we're going to use to get your father up that mountain.
While she works, he'll begin to theorize. He'll begin to...
As you begin to theorize, before she even pours the first cup, she goes into the room that was once yours and begins to pull out several sheets of drafting paper that you didn't use in your preliminary examination by Gerard Montevel. See if you even had the aptitude to become a magentist. And you sit here with 2 decades old drafting paper and a quill and ink. Pours you a cup of tea. You're free to diagram and theorize to your heart's content, and she listens to all of it.
He'll do exactly that. He'll, as much as he was adamant that he wouldn't, will fall back into old patterns. He will begin to draft and to explain the finer details of certain aspects, and revert back to calling her mother, and explaining how if there are certain requirements met to a cart, that it would not jostle and shake, and that it could be stabilized enough, at least enough to get his father up to his lab so that he could help.
Right, like those gravitic stabilizers you were telling me about last time you were here for Mr. Gerard.
Precisely. Though the equipment that is to be recovered is likely to be in disrepair, there will be enough to possibly fashion one. At the very least, we can gather materials. Vortigar has offered aid in order to return justice to to Null. I'm sure that he wouldn't miss a few metal bits and pieces, so that we could craft something that could get Father back to the laboratory.
Well, I think that's a right fine idea.
The laboratory is mine now. It is.
Oh.
It's my research that will befall the entirety of the building.
Does that mean that Mr. Montevel, he's gone now?
Dead. Thieves, I'm afraid. Nothing natural, nothing time. They're the ones that took my equipment.
Oh, well, may the spirits blight them.
We're bringing Aslan with us. I suppose they intend to.
Heard she did something funny. She's been leaving out shiny bits for the crows. She's gonna bring a whole flock of them, I hear.
She's playing on the Corvid's ability. Corvids are actually quite intelligent. They have likely at this point identified her as a friend, and there is a sort of language that they speak.
Now remind me again what a corvid is. And we'll stop that scene there as the two of you keep going on and on into the evening. Vallo. You return home. Even from 30 paces, you can tell by the size of Goat's belly that not only does he not need an apple, but he probably doesn't need to eat for about a day and a half. You see the cut twine from where it seems that Oshin cut a bale of alfalfa for him and didn't care to only cut half the bale, just let him eat the whole thing.
Here was my pay for the last job. You're worth it. And they'll come up and scratch Goat's ears and kind of...
He shakes his head and flaps his little ears.
You'll have some friends on the trail.
Head pops
And
up.
soon,
When you say trail, his ears flap out and start.
thought your legs were tired. See how it is.
He just does his little head shake and his little huffle.
Going up sooner than I wanted.
He bumps you with his head and gets one of his horns up under your
Oh,
armpit
hey,
like he
hey,
usually
hey,
does
hey.
and tries to toss you over.
No, hey, no, we're not doing the game. I feed you. Got a nice little pen. I built this for you, myself.
Paces around and then lays down in the corner.
Some sleep. It'll be a long trek.
Lays his head down. Closes his little eyes.
Thallo's just gonna watch Goat for a little bit and then head inside.
You head inside. And again, your home is dustier, but as you left it. Well, maybe not entirely. You see a little handprint in the dust on the table. Probably a kid, couldn't be more than 5 or 6. Nothing's missing, but it looks like someone was in here looking around.
I always get curious. I think I'm bringing some kind of treasure back home. Thallo thinks about cleaning up, but we're gonna be gone again, so what's the point? Goes to like shake out the blankets and pace around.
It's when you shake out the
Hasn't been
blankets.
easy.
When you shake out the blankets, that something flies out of them, thuds, rolls across the floor.
What?
And you see a very confused, now dazed raccoon just around.
Alright. Like, now let's be civil about this.
And it begins to do that little raccoon chitter as it puts its butt high up in the air, flares its tail out, and begins to like back towards the door slowly.
The apple that was for Goat. Thallo's gonna take that out and like take a bite out of it and then roll it towards the raccoon.
Grab it in both of its little hands.
You and me, we're even.
And it'll do that thing that raccoons do. It'll stand up on its back legs and back towards the door.
That's right. Go on.
And as soon as it like can see in its peripheral vision that there's a crack in the door, stuffs the apple in its mouth and full tail turns and runs out the door.
Well then,
Not the first time this has happened.
could have been worse.
Could be like the time you had a nest of squirrels in the chimney. That was a mess.
And he still isn't right.
You lay down, rest. Each of you gets your rest in some forms, whether it's sleeping, sitting. However, any of you that have abilities that need something to do with rest, whether that is your health tracker has been moved, or whether you spent rune death. I'll go ahead and start with that rune death expenditure.
Okay.
I'm going to have you roll me Demorthian Mysteries or Meditation, if you have it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we're just going to do that along with your Way of Empathy.
Excellent. 17.
In a village or a cottage, the difficulty is 17. So you are inside
Wow.
the village, so you do meet that. So you are over your course of your sleep. You are going to regain, because you're sleeping for 7 hours, 7 points of rune death.
Perfect. Thank you.
As you dream, you find yourself walking in a misty gray void. Just walking endlessly. It's tiring.
Probably still feeling the exhaustion from earlier. Just staring straight ahead.
You hear something, like whispers, not loud enough to make out. Not sure if it's real.
Turn around, look over his shoulder.
You turn to come face to face with a singular floating eye that is every bit as big as your entire head. And
Take
you
a
wake up.
step. Oh.
That's where we're going to go ahead and take our break. We'll see you guys back here in just a moment after a quick tech and bio.
I'm not entirely sure what I've stumbled upon in this village. I'm all the places I've ever been before this place. This knoll is the most like that place where I go when I sleep. Skittering, scuttling, murmuring, muttering. The wind blows, the leaves drown the whispered words of the ancient foe, where hides the beating heart of Tevesereth. An idiot god screams in the deep places, calling for its kin, and I can hear it. I will not be eaten. My heart pounds like the drums in that deep place. Thunder pales as snow deafens, the water rises. Seize the weapon. Blood mingles dynasty. Remember, never forgive, never surrender. The jail of the gods is bereft of the enemy that once it held.
Brother, long have you been my warden? Did you think you could stop all of my plans? I know you can feel yourself fading, growing weaker as my contingency unfolds. Brother, don't you see? In the end, we are nothing alike. I know you have assembled your own consortium against me. So, brother, when you fall, just as the shattered gate watched before you, this eternal vanguard and the entire multiverse will contest with my ignited.
America has always been a place where conservatism and religious ideology has been fed by men to the uneducated like milk from their mother's teat. What this breeds is an environment for blind obeisance and ignorant fear, which controls the masses just as much as the blood of the covenant or the barrel of a gun. Men bring the raising of ground and the pillaging of Gaia's bounty, and this has never been more of a threat to the Garu nation than it is now in the days of the apocalypse. However, all of this is where this story begins, but not yet where the tale begins. For that, we will need to reach back through the time and haze of the deep umbra to find the beginning. Walk with me, little wolf, and reach us through time will show you a story that even ancient Phoenix has forgotten.
Hey, welcome back. Thanks for joining us on this. I've been told only happy ending story. So let's go ahead and get right back into it. As you awaken Aslan,
Yes.
for a split second, when you open your eyes, the eye is still in front of you. Before it disappears into the aether.
I think she would be too stunned to let out a sound. And she'd blink and shake her head.
And you hear
And-
one more whisper. Clear this time. You're conscious. Is open your eyes. You hear some things clanking around in the main room.
See what it is.
So you get up, you see that Oshin has opened up a few, like, chests and is, like, just tossing things out of them and, like, looking fervently for something.
Uncle. Good morning.
Oh, I thought you were like already, or I wouldn't be thrashing about.
Oh, it's okay. What are you looking for?
Things.
Specific things?
Aye, specific things, girls.
Okay. Do you need help looking for it?
Give me a moment. I can't find my own things. This girl gonna be the death of me.
And he's just going through and going through.
Just stand there for a moment and just kind of wait for him silently.
He eventually finds a stone. He's looking at it.
Right. This'll do.
And he turns and he holds this smooth triangular stone out to you that has an Ogum rune inscribed on it.
Take it. What's this? Well, it's a stone, but what is it for?
I realize I spent too much time showing you the more savory mysteries. So I curse you with this stone now.
And you know which stone this is as you look at it. You're familiar with the symbols of the mysteries.
Right.
This is a part of the Stones of Life. And this stone is called Withering.
The world's a dangerous place, girl.
So I've heard.
And once you cross that threshold today, I don't know where it's gonna take you.
See.
You'll see. I'll be here.
I'll come back and tell you all about it.
Hey. I don't think you will. Your father's terrorish blood has made your feet lust for wandering for too long. Kept it pent up all right. Boarded up the doors and windows. You can't stop it now.
He just smiles. Puts his hand on your shoulder.
You were always a right pain in my arse.
A lot.
But I love you. Always have.
I love you, Uncle.
Never had any bairns of me own. But if I did, I would wish they were like you.
Are you sure?
What's life without a little whimsy?
Boring.
And besides, when I was a younger man, I could have whooped 7 of ye wee bairns. All at the same time, hands wide like a heron's wings, just whoop.
I'm sure.
That's what you say when you didn't believe me. Now, go on, have your adventure. And when I'm dead and gone, don't think about me. I don't want your energy drawing me back to this place. I'm trying to fucking rest.
That's fair. If that is your wish.
Alright.
Do you need anything before I leave?
He points up to a shelf.
Would you mind getting a burdock root down for me? I hate using that damn step ladder.
And she will. She'll pull out the stepladder. She's kind of short herself, so she'll grab it on her tiptoes.
It's a little clay pot of dried burdock root. And he takes it.
Alright, go on now.
I'm not.
Mysteries and heroism and he
Just goes back to all of the things that he threw all over the floor in here. He's stuffing back into the chest.
I'll nod and start towards the door. At the threshold, look back one last time, and then head out.
As you head out, leaping off of the awning of the roof, a decently large crow hops down and lands on your shoulder.
Well, hey there, bud. What are you doing?
Turns his head, clucks at you a few times, shuts his white eyelid, opens it again.
You want to come with me?
He just crow hops twice into the small of your neck and then makes himself real small.
Think of a name. We'll shop it. Come on.
And the rest of you, all of you, arrive in whatever diaspora you choose to the well. Well, we're just last night, 2 nights ago, forgive me. Aslan, you were leaning up against this well with Aidan McGormack looking at the stars just 2 nights ago. But you all gather here. You have a few moments to discuss things amongst yourselves.
I'd say Blair's wearing chainmail noticeably under her leathers, especially since it doesn't look like it was meant for this. And she's kind of just haphazardly placed some of those leathers that she's put together over the chainmail. Shield currently resting at her feet, and gladius strapped to her belt.
Dang.
Are you ready then?
Has the Witch of Null finally found a familiar?
What you got growing out your neck? Cause
It squawks at both of you. Wah!
This is my new friend. He doesn't have a name yet.
And it
sure, too, you'll
repeats.
come up with something.
It repeats. Name yet?
Oh, this is so good. This is adorable. I'm so excited. Are we ready?
Another mouth to feed. Okay, all right. I'll factor that in.
There's
Okay.
there's a fine line between adorable and a little unsettling. Should the need arise, can he stay quiet?
Turns its head. Or stay quiet.
Oh boy.
As I've was explaining recently, corvids are quite intelligent. They also have the gift of mimicry, so you should be just fine.
And it
Also, that's nothing.
Puffs its chest feathers. Just fine.
Fair enough.
Vernon is now wearing his father's hammer as a note.
Where are your folks?
Unwell, incredibly so. But I can do nothing for them without my equipment, so we mustn't dally.
Right.
And let's go.
To the castle. Get the supplies. Or Vortigar.
It's at that point that you all see both Vortigar, 3 of the household guard, and Finn the Red, the head of the household guard, leading 3 Carnides. Just Vortigar looks you all over. Right then. Here are your steeds. I'd like them back in one piece if it's manageable.
Thank you.
Sure thing.
This won't be forgotten. Vortigar McCormack.
Good. I maintain my point. I believe there's work that we can do together. Vernon, son of Vernon. Or should we be calling you the Claw now?
I have no illusions about my abilities in combat. This is a precautionary measure at best. By the end of the week, I'd imagine this will be resting above my fireplace, a remnant of my family's history, and a fond memory of the stories my father once told me.
We'll see then. And Finn looks over at you, Thallo, and just kind of like jerks his head.
Yeah. Thal's gonna pat Goat. And make their way over to Finn.
Says, right, so I spoke to Osbarth.
Yeah. Hold up. Alright. After everything, or
I still think Bertie's gonna give him a thrashing he'll never forget, but
once he's
in-
better, maybe. But
it's neither here nor there. You know where you're going.
Yeah.
Do you know exactly where you're going?
not exactly. I'm gonna have to follow the trail.
Because it sounds like to me where he was describing was Half-Mouth Cave. And Half-Mouth Cave is a landmark. You've never been close to it, but it's a visual landmark you can see from some of the lower hanging mountains. That place has always been bad luck, bad news. Whispers of it being cursed.
That's where we're going. That's where we're going.
I just thought I'd give you a heads up.
I don't like it with the weather, but we hold up.
And you better be careful up there. Takes one avalanche and you're snowed in there. And
So I'm thankful for the carnage. I'm not sure how these three would do, especially that one. Like, a subtle, like, look at Vernon. So, I still got a quick step. Be alright.
Just be careful.
Yeah. Got enough supplies for everyone, so.
He kind of pats you on the shoulder. And at that point, Vortigar nods to all of you. Keep yourselves well.
Useful.
And he turns on heel with the rest of the guard and heads back to the castle.
Blair is kind of just inspecting the horses that they were given, checking their condition.
Well, they're not
and
horses.
Oh, no, not?
No, they're Carnides. They are the goat deer mounts.
Right. My bad.
They are furry. They have kind of wrapping ram's horns. They're kind of pawing at the ground, and seems these three know each other, but now the three of them are trying to get the measure of goat as they begin to sort of like move around goat, and they sniff each other, and they seem to be getting on well, but they're just getting the measure of each other.
Alright, that's enough of that. So, you all ready?
Sure. Where are we going?
Up the mountain.
This is something I'm used to. She's gonna heft herself up onto the deed.
And I would say for you, Blair, this is probably the first time you've been on a Carnide.
Yeah, she's probably sitting on it like she would try to ride a horse.
And that is how you ride them. But as you sit on it, you can immediately tell they don't weigh as much as horses. But you can feel how lithe and dexterous this thing is just in the way that it moves beneath you. It's going to take some getting used to. But it's certainly interesting.
She's just gonna reach up and like give it a little scritch on the head behind the horns.
Just shakes its head and flops its ears.
Just keep your balance. Maybe hold on to your sword.
That'd be a good idea. Yes, I've not ridden one of these before.
And I will say, there's one different feature of a Carnide saddle. It has a second set of stirrups at the back of the saddle. For when they jump, your feet go from the first set of stirrups, with the toes being through the stirrups, to your heel being in the stirrup when they jump, because you have to lay flat against their bodies when they jump, because they can jump several tens of meters at a time.
Holy shit.
I think Sallow's going around to each of the Carnides and like making sure everybody's actually sitting in the saddle correctly. Probably help Aslan up onto her Carnid. Ready to go.
So you all begin your journey. Okay. It's interesting getting... There are a lot of factors in play here. Most of you haven't made a habit of riding Carnides. So I think a part of the weirdness and the kind of slight exulsion that is building up in each of you is that new feeling of being on a mount that is so lithe and dexterous. And as you get into the woods, you know, when they see a little like dip in the road, they'll just jump to the place where it's highest or of equal like footing with where they are so that they don't have to walk down a dip. It's fun in its own way. And you follow a trail for most of the first half of the day. Till you get to a point where, Thallow, you know that the trails either keep looping around this elevation or they stop.
Yeah.
And you guys you're not above the alpine layer yet. There's still trees. Loads of lovely foliage where not just 24 hours ago, just on one of the other mountains, Blair, you came face to face with the king on the mountain. But this is where you are in this small glen, stopping for a meal and to let the Carnides rest a little. Then now you must make a choice. Keep looping around these lower paths or begin your ascent. And you are all free to discuss that.
I think Thallow would have been like excitedly like pointing stuff out to Aslan, and then as we start getting closer, Thallow gets quieter and more alert of the surroundings. So when we stop, they go fully quiet as we eat. Just kind of glancing around.
Aslan's definitely very excited. Looking at everything and everything Thallow points out, she'll be like, "Whoa!" And she'll notice that they go quiet, but won't say anything. I think she understands why.
I mean, Blair's always quiet for the most part. Blair is kind of just like not keeping a distance when they ride, but definitely just keeping her attention more on the surroundings on a consistent basis than anyone else. The only time she's just trying to make sure that nobody gets separated and that nothing is following them, essentially.
Okay. I will say for the moment you're convinced that you're not being followed.
Would it have been possible, because she's keeping her sword on her, I will say, just for anybody's like notice, whenever it came to a point where they needed to jump, Blair tensed up and got really nervously clung to the creature, and seemed to have like, especially when they landed, if they landed wrong, especially the first few times, looked like there was a sharp pain in one of her legs. But yeah, and as are we all like off and eating right now? Is that what was said? Yeah, we're off and eating. Okay. Blair's not sitting. She's standing slightly apart from the party, but still close enough to be within earshot. Just looking at the surroundings, listening, trying to keep her perception sharp. We should probably start to ascend if we need to.
We can go a long way. It might be a bit easier for you, given how you've been doing with the climbing. You just gotta relax. Kind of go with it, you know.
I would assume time's not on her side with this, though. So any pain that I might feel, not necessarily important right now. I can deal with that as it happens.
Agreed.
Yeah, but with the pain comes discombobulation, we'll call it. How you feeling, Vernon?
We have plenty of time to rest once all of our things are returned. And there is a sense of justice given back.
Have there been any potential as we've been going? Have there been any potential tracks or signs Aiden in this way?
Yeah, specifically bear tracks.
Right.
Between the two of you, I know both of your numbers and your ways associated. Most definitely. There are tracks that are deep enough that a bear with a man the size of Aiden on its back came this way. In fact, you would take a guess that he probably slept the night in this clearing that you're in.
I don't know. You see what I'm seeing with these. She's gonna point out the bear tracks.
Well, we could take one of the side roads. Make our own way up. Instead of looping. Just might be a rough run to let you.
Which way does it look like the Aiden went?
He started his ascent here.
I know what we've already said about ascending here, Thalo, but if these tracks are going up here, it might be best for us to follow them in case something happened to him along the path. I doubt it, but
Thing is, though, if he got caught and we're following the same trail, we're just walking into a trap.
I don't wish to make light of the man's skill, but he is one man. We are four.
He's a pretty big man.
And a bear.
Yeah.
a bear
Well,
can be
well,
an
that's-
equalizer in the wilderness.
A bear is an animal. No matter how trained or tamed, it's just an animal. It can be easily overcome by men with spears.
Vernon, how much time do you spend in the wilds? How much
Precious
do you know?
little.
Then keep the expertise to those who know it when it comes to that.
Right, I should keep the expertise to those who have history riding carrots and traversing these mountains.
Oh, how heavy is your equipment? It's quite a lot, yeah.
Quite a bit, yes. Whatever they took everything. But whatever they haven't gotten rid of or sold, it's hard to say what they would have kept.
With the weather, it'd be a bit tough. Get it all out all at once. So, a couple days, all the travel, they'll be bogged down. So,
Thalo, in that moment where Vernon brings up the idea that it could be sold, who the fuck would they sell it to up at Half Mouth Cave?
what are they? That's the thing that's going through Thalo's mind is like, they stole it, made the trek all the way out there with it. Why not go the other way? And start heading towards town to sell it. That's a weird route to go. It's a full-on weird route to go.
Yeah. Something isn't adding up here. I mean, they could have kept going north. Maybe taking it into the Dukedom of Tolg to sell it at one of the cities there. They stopped at Half Mouth Cave. Cave 4/5 of the way up a mountain in the middle of fall, knowing that winter is a few months out. Something isn't adding up if they're going to sell it, why would they stop here?
It's all sold. Route they took is. I mean, they could be storing it to sell it later, but it's a stupid plan.
Could they
Might as
perhaps
well
be trying
haul
to use
into
it?
town.
They would need a magentist.
Are we so unsure that they don't have one?
Did you have any magentas visit recently? Or. Because.
No
What was his name? Gerard, right?
Yes. No self-respecting magentas would make their home in a cave system when they could give
I'll
them
say
the proper...
made a home.
I would like to insight check that with my knowledge of what I knew from the war.
From the war?
From the war.
I'm gonna say you don't need one. No self-respecting magentas would make their home in a cave. The operative word being there, self-respecting.
See, like, thing is, might not be home. Jails can look like all sorts of things.
Or
But it's weird though, because wasn't your master some sort of big deal?
That's a way to put it, yes.
So why kill him? If you need a magentist, that'd be the perfect magentist to take. Sell them at the next city.
Not just to take, but if they had... If this is some upstart, some cast off or hopeful, why not kill us both and occupy the castle, or rather occupy the laboratory? Lie to the people, say that there was a change of plans within the Order of Magentists and uptake our part. You would begin with a town that looks toward you for their needs, whatever they can. Yes, they would mistrust you at first, but you'd have a head start on all your dealings. It's an illogical... It doesn't make any sense.
It is, but I mean, you're also pretty pale, so maybe they thought they did kill you when you knocked you out.
Perhaps.
It's weird. It's. I don't like it. There's something I'm not seeing. I don't like it when I don't say things. That's how people get killed.
Hypothesizing and this theorizing will get us nowhere. We need to find them. And with that, we need speed. Now, I hate to be so forward, but Blair, you were hired for your ability to wield a weapon, your protection. Can you do that?
yes.
So we go not exactly the same way. The Aiden went a little bit off to the side. That way, if they have someone set up, we can at least get an eye on them before Blair does what Blair does.
If you would prefer, I could stick off the trail
Oh, you get lost. No.
with parallel to your movements, keeping the
That's what I
trees
said.
between us.
The mountains, the greater of us all. We stick together.
Agreed.
I'm gonna let you know. It's not that far off. It's a lot of last words I've heard. So, we stick together. A little bit off the side. We ascend. Take a side road.
Very well.
The crow pops its head out of Aslan's hair. Stay
Oh.
quiet.
That's right. Look at you. See?
You come up with a name while we walk?
No, I'm not good with names.
Shiny.
You'll think of it.
Turns its head and closes its white eyelid again, opening it. Name yet?
So what you want to be called is kind of silly. Name yet?
Name yet?
I think he chose his name.
Name yet.
Name yet?
Name yet. Okay. Alright, name yet.
puffs his chest out. Name yet. Stay quiet. He just
I mean,
gets back under Aslan's hair.
you always keep an eye out or take a nap. That's also useful. All right,
Pops
everybody up.
just its head and beak out. Take your eye out.
There it is. That's the other two. Do we need right now? Okay. Let's get going. Before I change my mind.
In Aslan, you can just hear in your ear. Name yet. Name yet. Name yet. Name yet.
That's right. Name yet.
And you begin your ascent up the mountain. I'll say with your keen eyes, Blair, you do catch a few things as you begin to head up the mountain. Everything seems normal for the most of the second half of the day. Until at about what we would consider to be around 6 in the evening. You've been going for about 20, maybe 25 minutes, and you realize no animals. Birds, no bats. Just name yet. And your carnides. There's not even track for animals around here, other than the bear.
I would like to take this moment to close my eyes and allow my hearing to take full effect as well. Are there because even with no sign of tracks, there should be some form of rustling right here and there, or even the sound of some insect. Nothing.
You ride for 5 more minutes and you don't even hear the buzz of a fly.
Okay.
Place is cursed.
Probably for the first time, she's going to move to ride close to Thallow. She's going to say, "You and I have both wandered these trails before. Have you noticed that? You notice anything? What do you?
Place is cursed. I told you. It's not natural. Something's wrong with this place.
Yes. I don't hear any of the animals. I don't hear anything.
I
see
don't
anything.
come up here. And if you've been wandering up here, you shouldn't.
I've been inching my way closer and closer into this area, just spreading my pathing, getting to know it better, the mountains.
There's nothing worth your time up here. Where?
I'm seeing that.
Just know I'm not. You shouldn't come up here unless you have to.
We do now.
Lucky us.
We get through this, we could say we survived it. Take us to our home for Uncle.
Agreed.
But no. What's the plant life looking like up here?
That's a good question.
Starting to
That's
get
what Thallows
scrubbier and scrubbier as you get closer to the alpine line, but that's normal. The plant life seems to be relatively intact. You do see that Aiden's bear has left some scrapings on a tree.
At least he still seems to be alive.
And Thallow's making sure that the trail that Aiden took actually goes to where they need to go and not Aiden just plowing through the woods. Because that seems like an Aiden thing to do.
No, this is another thing that would stick out to you, Thallow. This specific path would not be known to a commoner, let alone a noble-born child. The path that you're taking is a Varigol path. And you know that Aiden and Finn are close.
Damn it,
Maybe he brought it up at some point. Maybe it was a conversation that happened. But Aiden is following a Varigol path, and if you're gonna follow any path through somewhere that might be cursed, a Varigol path's a decent shot.
Not safe, but the safest sometimes.
We should keep going.
Let's stop until we get there. It's gonna get colder though, so just once again, just taking a look at Vernon. Just
Vernon is I would imagine, and our game leader can stop me if I go too far. Doing not terribly well, or not terribly bad, I should say. I think he's probably a little adjusting to the altitude, so breathing a little heavier. Perhaps looking a little tired, and even running a horse requires energy and expenditure of such. So I imagine that, especially with a Carinid, kind of have to do this with the same principle.
Yeah. Yeah, although I will say, this isn't too dissimilar to the altitude of where the manor is. This would be your normal range of, oxygen thinness. It's right at about the time that normally you would stop. Because if you're up this high and you don't get a fire going before the sun sets, there are some serious health ramifications. However, as that chill is beginning to set in, you made better time than you thought you did. You can see this split open in the mountain. It's more of a crag than a cave mouth. That's it. That's half mouth. Icicles that hang down like teeth. Stalagmites that grow up that look like the bottom row of teeth. Blue, icy blue on top, gray stone on bottom.
Is this it then?
I'll still up ahead.
Well, I think the most alarming thing about that cave mouth right now is that you see that there is a flame. Inside, you see the light coming from deeper within.
So we go in now, or we go back a bit and count.
Any sign of Aiden's tracks here?
Snowed over them. Once you pass the alpine line and snow falls up here, tracks only stay for an hour.
Well, if he made it this far, there's only one place he could be.
Well, I don't hear screaming, so either he killed him or he's dead.
Let's hope it's the former. How do you feel? Do you think an assault now would be good, or camp?
I believe that would be your expertise.
Exactly.
Tactics, war.
Let me be very clear, it's about 21 degrees Fahrenheit and dropping.
Let's make camp. Find a safe spot. Keep an eye out. See for movement.
We need to get Fargo if we're gonna get Fargo. Otherwise we'll be having
Make sure
a
we're
bad night.
Make sure we're out of sight of the mouth cave. Cave mouth.
No, you said it right the first time. Like, it sounds like a joke, but Thalos' face is completely serious.
I will give this to you only because I know the merits that you bought. Blair, with the wind going and snow falling and it being hard to hear, even through all of that, you hear from the cave mouth the sound of steel against steel.
Her eyes are darted to the cave mouth. She's at full attention. Listen. Listen closely. Do you hear that? She's gonna draw her blade.
None of the rest of you hear it.
There's a mountain. Where?
There's
The
fighting.
wind howling, speak up.
There's fighting happening inside. Change of plan. We go now. Stay behind me if you will. I'll lead the front. She's pulling her shield up.
Does Blair
Okay.
go?
Yeah, are you heading to the cave?
Yeah.
Alright. It only takes a few minutes to get there from here. The Carnides, even in the deep snow, being much lighter than horses, they don't sink into the snow as far. Your movement is swift, and when you get to the cave mouth, the Carnides won't go in. They stop and they stamp, and they're not having it. Goat would go in if you made him.
I know that Goat would be okay with like the altitude and everything that's going on right now.
Oh yeah, the Carnides are so heavily
Carnides are fine.
furred.
Yeah,
They'll
Goat
be fine.
will be fine. Yeah, Goat
Their
will be fine.
natural habitat.
Yeah. So pull stuff off a Goat.
And as you head in, you see, not dissimilar to what Osbert described to you all. Here's Aiden's fire. You see Aiden with his two-handed battle axe. Currently, it's about fourth rib down deep, chopping from the neck into someone. And you see that his bear has another two of them pinned on the ground and is biting the face off of one of them.
What's the bear's name? Because I feel like we would know it. Or is it just bear like the Care Knight's name is Goat?
He was truly inspired by maybe Goat was inspired by Aiden naming Bear Bear.
Okay. Alright, this is important for what we're about to do.
This is what lays afore you here. And it is in that moment that I'm going to make the first roll of the session.
Sorry, roll 5 now. Look at us go. We're doing so good.
Thank
I
God.
hope it's for Aiden.
Yeah,
I hope he rolls well.
I'm sure he will. This
I-
beautiful, beautiful himbo.
As, again, eerily similar to the way that Osberth described what happened to him. As from the dark, a crossbow bolt whizzes out towards Aiden's head. And he just turns his metal-capped helmet down and it snaps against the top of his helmet. Now, we're going to do our first combat in Shadows of Esteren.
Yay!
So, everyone is going to roll a d10 and add your speed. So that's going to give him 7. Vern,
11.
Blair,
13.
Heslin,
16.
Thallow.
Is 12.
Turn order will be: the enemies will go first at a 17, Aslan at a 16, Blair at a 13, Thallow at a 12, Vern at an 11, Bear at 9, and Aiden at 7. Blair, you said you were the first one that stepped up in the cave mouth.
Mm-hmm. Healed up, by the way.
One arrow's gonna miss Aiden. So, the only reason I rolled is because 2 of those shots are gonna go wide. So, 2 more crossbow bolts from the dark go wide of Aiden. None of them hit you. One of them does hit Bear. That's fine.
No!
And then also, the third one didn't shoot wide, and Aiden takes a crossbow bolt to the shoulder.
He's fine. He's taking
Can fix
worse.
that.
He is bleeding a lot.
Oh,
We can
He's
fix
been cut a few times. This is what happens. This is what
Okay.
you all see. Out of the dark, there's a rumble, deep and primordial. I need all of you to take 1 point of temporary trauma.
I'm at 5.
I'm at
Those-
5.
Those of you... Ooh, okay. You're at 5.
Mm-hmm.
Good to know. Good to know, good to know, good to know, good to know. Because these are temporary and not permanent, there will be a mental resistance to resolve those
Okay.
at the end of the session.
Okay.
And if they don't resolve, then it turns into a permanent one. So, those of you with a rational orientation, raise your hand for me, please.
Yep. Thalos rational. Yeah.
So is Vernon.
Are we all
What is the-
rational?
Orientation for instinct? God, no.
Instinctive orientation. So for each of you that have a rational orientation, ration it however you want, but something came out of the dark and got him. And Aiden is pulled away into the depth.
Aiden!
Aslan. What you see is the mandibles of a huge spider come out and wrap around him and pull him into the dark.
No thanks.
You do have the phobia,
Mm-hmm.
and you are being confronted with it, so I need you to roll me a mental resistance roll, please. You are going to roll your, because you are instinctive, you are going to roll your way of instinct plus your... I will go ahead and call this Demorthan Mystery.
Oh, sweet. Oh, shit. 10. I rolled a 10.
Hell yeah.
Noted.
So that would be 23.
We decided that our 10 rule was going to be rolling again, yes?
Yes.
Yeah. It
Remember that.
explodes.
So go ahead.
Another 10.
Keep going.
Okay, 4. So 37.
24 plus. Yeah.
So I'm going to allow you to remove arachnophobic and give yourself the experience for it. We'll
Oh,
start
shit.
there.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Alright.
You ever just see a giant spider and you go, you know what? Spiders aren't that bad. Little tiny spiders, not that bad.
As you see the mandibles close around him and you're confronted with this fear, Aslan, your instinct, something clicks. This reviles you. But not because it's a spider. It chose the form of a spider to try and scare you. And that's when it all begins to click. This fear of spiders that you've had since you were very young. That was always just a hidden hand. That was something trying to hide what it is to make you afraid. And you're not afraid of it anymore.
Yeah.
In that final moment as Aiden is pulled into the dark, see that he was indeed pulled in by some sort of humanoid figure. But as it opens its eyes and they turn to you, they are glowing orange-red like holes in a flame. Its skin is black and mineralescent. Looks and it bears teeth, and you see that its teeth are hardened, wiggling root in its mouth that are undulating and pulsing. You've come face to face with a Feyund, and it knows your face. But it does steal away Aiden into the dark. With that being said, Aslan, it is your go.
Okay. So how many How many enemies are there? How many people do we see?
That's hard to determine because there were a lot of crossbow bolts coming out of the dark that you couldn't see where they came from.
Yep.
Right now, you just see one of them bleeding out on the ground with Aiden's axe buried in his chest. And two of them that Bearer is about to rip the face off of one and is slowly crushing the other.
Good. So assessing that, Aslan will say there's spirits here. Something took Aiden and it knows. Do we press on?
But we're not out of combat yet.
Oh yeah, no. She's doesn't know what to do at current. She's just letting them know, hey, there's a really bad thing here.
We'll
Ew.
go after him again.
We gotta get him back. We gotta get him back. We can't lose him.
Be smart about it.
I don't have anything that's useful here. Well,
I mean, weren't there crossbow bolts that got
You can take the defensive fighting attitude. Because you can change your fighting attitude each turn. If you want to. So,
yeah.
So, changing your fighting attitude. Now, because this is a first combat, I'm not going to be super strict on this.
Wait.
When I tell you it's your turn in combat, the first thing you should tell me is what your fighting attitude is. Because if you hesitate, and it specifically says if a player hesitates,
Mhm.
PC is considered to be indecisive, and your attitude will be standard by default.
Okay.
So, know what you're doing before it gets to your turn, so you can tell me at the start of the turn
Mhm.
what your fighting attitude is. So, because this is our first fight, we're just going to take this bit by bit, and we're going to learn it. And you know what, dear viewers, this is for you. So, enjoy it.
Yeah, so she'll point out what she saw and nod at how everyone is still ready to go, and she'll get defensive and she'll kind of duck low into the dark.
Wonderful. Note for me that your fighting potential will be added to your defense and deducted from your attack until your fighting attitude changes.
Got it.
Wonderful. So, you drop down low, get cover, assess the situation, see what you see. Beautiful. Do believe the next person up in this combat is Blair, but let me make certain. Yes.
Defensive. Shield up. We moving forward.
Okay. All right. You take your defensive action. You move forward. Are you pressing into the dark?
That's where Aiden got taken. I know Aslan said there were spirits there, but I can't be completely fully right. Like, there's nothing.
Wonderful. Blair is heading forward into the dark. Fighting attitude is defensive. Next up would be Vernon.
Defensive attitude.
Great. So your fighting potential is going to be added to your defense, or your protection rather. Yeah, no, your defense will be added to your defenses and subtracted from your attack. How do you proceed?
Following behind Blair. Pressing forward.
Okay. Somebody gonna grab light.
Yes. Torch in one hand and my father's hammer in the other.
Perfect. With the light moving, I will now say this. With the light moving forward behind Blair, you can see that there are 4 men that were in the dark They have already reloaded crossbows and they are getting ready to fire again. With that being said, grabbing light, moving forward, being defensive. Thallo should have gone before Vern. I'm an asshole. Please, Thallo.
Oh, it's okay. So I believe it would count as movement. Basically, Thallo wants to get farther into the cave to see what's going on.
Fighting attitude first.
I thought that what? Oh,
It's a movement attitude.
yeah. I thought movement was the attitude. Apologies.
No, movement is the attitude, but it's...
Yeah.
If you choose
I guess
movement, you are only moving. That's what the movement
Oh, it
attitude
says
does.
yeah. It says
lets you-
yeah. It'd be defensive. A defensive attitude.
Okay. Great.
Because that's the only way you can do movement is defensive, from what I'm reading. But I might be wrong.
No, movement is its own attitude.
Okay.
During a fight, it is possible to move a few steps, but sometimes a character will want to use their entire action for moving. By using this attitude during a round, the character can move about 10 yards or even double that if they could run. It is also possible for you to use the feats domains to make special moves. The potential, your fighting potential will be added to defense, but no attack can be made. If the character themselves was caught in a melee fight, you can use this fighting attitude to withdraw. Leaving a fight is never simple and can have harmful circumstances. See page 238 on how to proceed. So are you movement attitude?
Movement attitude towards the cave. My plan was to grab one of the light sources and kind of toss it in there because that can cause some effects when you go immediately from darkness to light. I was trying to throw the dudes with the crossbows off the rhythm.
Oh, blind them for a second, like a
Yeah.
flashbang almost.
And they
Yeah.
are certainly going to be thrown off their rhythm as you now do that with now there being light behind them and light moving towards
Yeah.
them after being in the dark.
Yeah.
So going into
So I don't know if I like roll to add defense to that.
No.
Or
no,
Okay.
if it would work, it works. Narrative.
okay. Yay!
Bear is fully gonna bite one of the guy's faces off and crush the other's chest beneath his paw. That's a relatively easy resolution. No sources need damage calculated. So then we would go back to... This is where things get interesting with combat in Shadows of Esteren. Now, I want everybody to roll a d10 and add their speed again. That's right, Shadows of Esteren, you roll initiative at the top of every round.
15.
Thal,
11.
Aslan,
15.
Blair,
16.
what's your speed?
7. Rolled a 9.
So you and the enemies are going to go simultaneously. Vernon?
8.
Still faster than Bear. Bandits are going at the same time as Blair. Blair, fighting attitude.
Defensive.
Great. Their fighting attitude is going to be offensive. Great. Great.
How much distance is between me and the nearest one?
I will say about 2 meters, 6 feet.
With how movement works, with a defensive stance, can I close that distance?
This is a few steps. I'll say you can almost close that distance. Not quite, but you'll be able to close the distance next turn.
Okay. Yeah, shield. For perspective, shields up, and her Gladius is here.
One of them's going to shoot at you, Blair. And I always roll attacks against NPCs, but I'm not always going to ask you for attacks against them. If it would work, it would work. narrative goes through for combat, but I feel bad just saying, you got hit. Does a 15 beat your defense?
Yeah, my defense is 12.
Did you add your potential to that from taking the defensive stance?
Defense is 13. My potential is 1.
Heard. Alright. You will take a wound from the first. However, you have your armor, and you have your shield.
Okay.
To reflect on that, remember I said armor and shields give protection. And protection reduces damage, and then once you take 4 times the damage of the protection of an item, it is considered broken and in need of repair and can no longer be used for protection until you get it repaired. So with that being said, the round shield gives you a protection of 1. Your chainmail, if you are wearing the coif with it, gives you a protection of 3. If you're not wearing the coif with it, it gives you a protection of 2.
It is. So 3?
Yes.
So adding those all together... Oh yeah, my defense rating total would be 17.
No. This is not... protection doesn't get added
gotcha.
to your defense rating.
Okay, gotcha.
What protection does is, so this first bolt that's going to hit you, you're going to decide whether you want it to go to your shield or your armor.
You said it's 4 times the protection that requires, and how much is coming my way again?
Just 1 from the initial bolt.
Just 1? That one will go to the shield.
Okay. So you won't take any health damage. Your shield will take the 1. Boom. Done. Second one. Was going to take a shot at Aslan, but that's a 1, so it doesn't matter. In fact, I'll resolve that after we resolve the other attacks. Third one is gonna shoot at Bear. He's mortified. Is not enough to pierce Bear's hide. Then the last one that was in the dark is going to come at you, Vern. He was hiding real good. He's gonna come at you with a knife.
Oh shit.
A knife? No!
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 Does 9 beat your defense?
No.
He comes at you with a knife. Please tell me he's coming in to stab you. He's coming in to stab you right in the gut.
I think instinctually just kind of raising his arm, it's all a matter of circumstance and luck at this point, so he's not really skilled with combat. He raises his arm, trying to block the knife. Thankfully, is too slow to really stop it with his arm on instinct, but is holding claw and kind of just parries it, holding it up and says, "Holy shit!"
Yeah. Perfect. That is all of the enemies and Blair. That will be Aslan, please.
Defensive.
Okay. What action are you taking?
I'm gonna keep moving forward. Can I use a Demarthan mystery while being defensive?
Like casting an autumn?
Yeah, casting. Yeah.
You can, and because it's not an attack, it doesn't, well, it might be an attack. It depends on which one you're doing. What are you casting?
I'm thinking about casting Trackless Path, if we keep going into the dark. But we are in the thick of it, so that strategy may be moot.
You may want to hold on to that. It's not a bad plan at all, but you may want to hold on to that for the moment.
For sure. Keep moving through, like, kind of sticking, well, there's lights now, but just sticking as close to the wall as possible.
Yeah, and a crossbow bolt did whiz past you, which we'll go ahead and resolve that now. That was a 1, the one that whizzed past you. It flies up. It hits one of the icicles that was hanging, falls, and snow begins to shift down, packing you in. Snow has fallen, and you have now been snowed in. Snow is pouring in behind you, but it's just sloughing. It's not like pouring in. But there's probably, who knows how many feet thick of snow now keeping you in here.
That is a problem for the future.
That is a problem for the future, because if you die now, it doesn't really matter.
Right.
Thala.
Okay, so I need to know if this makes sense. I believe it would be attack. Offensive attitude?
Offensive attitude, sure.
Yeah, because Thalo's plan is, I read the thing, Thalo sees all of the stalagmites, or no, stalactites, they're on the ceiling, are the crossbow people at the other end?
No, they're kind of like intermixed betwixt.
Okay. Because I was gonna go for one of the stalactites to see if I could drop it on them and, like,
Yeah, you can do that.
Full on throw something so that it falls down. At least they'll be scattered and have to, like, recollect themselves to take any more shots.
What are you gonna throw?
Well, I mean, it's a cave. There's got to be some rocks around here.
I will call this way of creativity and feats.
Excellent.
And
So,
I will let you add your fighting potential to this as an attack.
So I roll a d10, way of creativity and feats?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, roll d10. Okay,
Plus
so that is...
What's your fighting potential?
Okay.
Because you took offensive.
Okay, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
18 is the difficulty you hit. 17 is considered very difficult. I would consider this very difficult. You wing a stone, it cracks off, not the whole stalactite, but enough of it that it's going to do the significant damage of pulping one of their skulls as it falls on them and their head hits the rocks beneath and the stalactite and smashes on top of them.
Perfect.
Wonderful. Post Thalo. Vernon.
Offensive attitude.
I find your attitude offensive. Please roll.
Just kind of carrying the momentum of, like, raising up his father's hammer claw, and just kind of sweeping it up, and then just bringing it back up around to an uppercut to the jaw with the weapon.
I'm not necessarily going to make you roll here, but I am going to make a roll for him. Yeah, okay. As you raise your arm up and swing it out, the claw catches that knife in his hand and sends it flying. As you bring it around and uppercut it, it's weighty, but not too much for you. And as you uppercut him in a spray of blood and teeth, he falls back, and a hammer normally does 2 damage. What's your fighting potential?
My potential is 3.
Yeah, then it would do 5. So you pulp him. He
Yeah,
stumbles.
Vernon's eyes are wide.
stumbles back, his broken jaw hanging in 2 pieces, hanging free from his face as he just steps back. Kind of looks at you, his eyes blink a few times. And
I think-
he's gonna gurgle to death on his own blood.
I think it's entirely appropriate that, well, I'll leave it to you, game leader. I don't know. Once the adrenaline wears off, I think Vernon's going to vomit. But for now, his eyes are wide, just like, yep. Okay, let's
Yep,
think
that
what happened.
happened. Oh yeah, it's about to get worse too. Because next is Bear. And Bear's gonna use movement. As Bear's fighting attitude. And as you pulp him, a full, almost 700-pound bear just runs his body over. Because it is making its way up to help Blair out.
It's a little squish.
You're
Which
so sweet.
that resolves the round. Everybody roll a d10 and add your speed again.
What
So
happens on 10s?
they explode.
Yep, never stop blowing up.
Never stop blowing up. So I have a
That's for
question.
you, Brennan. Go ahead.
Because I used the offensive attitude, it says I remove my potential from defense. Does that reset in the round, or does it stay 10?
It stays until you declare another fighting attitude or the same one.
Okay. Okay, I also got a 10.
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
Fallow?
So 14, 18? No, 19. Because I'm quick.
What's your speed?
My speed is 4, and then I get a +1 for being quick. So,
Hazel?
23.
23? Wild. Blair?
23. 10 plus 6 plus 7.
Well, that's a Magic the Gathering thing. We don't do 1/1 counters here. Gilbert?
8.
You're doing so good.
Still doing better than Bear. Bear rolled a 1.
Single
my
digits,
God.
baby.
poor bear.
So Blair and Aslan will go at the same time. Thallow and the enemies will go at the same time if there are any of them left.
Mhm.
Vern and then Bear. So, Aslan and Blair, please choose amongst you, or say it both to me at the same time and see how well I can keep up.
Offensive.
Okay.
Defensive.
Defensive. Great.
Defense.
Actions being taken.
Gilbert getting excited. Sorry, what was that, Avery?
What are the actions being taken?
So it's still a few steps that I can take. So I close the distance between the person who just shot at me last round, right?
Correct.
Um,
Yep. You close the distance on them.
I'm just gonna pull my fucking shield down swiftly and just forward right into their, attempting to go like right into their fucking neck with my gladius.
And your fighting potential is 1.
Mm-hmm.
They are not wearing armor. Yeah, you stab right into his throat, comes out the backside, you turn the blade, rip it free from the neck.
Mm-hmm.
He's majority headless. So, that would bring us around to Aslan. Action being taken.
Just continuing to move forward, dodging bodies falling. Trying to keep looking ahead, seeing if I see Aiden at all.
You do not see him, but you do see that the cave, in about 20 feet past where they are, it ceases to go deeper in a latitude way, and there's just a hole in the floor.
Very cool.
And you can see that there are several iron pittons that have ropes around them. That'll be Aslan's go. Thallo, I will give you the opportunity to act before these bandits because you have quick.
Okay, how many of them are left?
1.
Oh, okay, yeah, we're still going offensive, and Thallo's gonna pull the tiny little knife they have out of their boot and go for the guy with the crossbow.
You are definitely close enough. You threw the stone at the furthest one,
Yeah.
and have been slowly closing on this guy. So
Yeah, so gonna lunge at him, kind of
Yeah.
go towards the side and then up into his face, basically through the neck. Quick,
he's
clean,
trying
done.
to get out of the way with the feet, but will not be able to do so because that's a 2. You jab him. We're just gonna make this quick. You get him right in the kind of like the base of the skull area. He's bleeding profusely, but it's certainly not a killing wound. Vern, you're up.
Defensive attitude. And we're gonna try to just dodge and weave
shit,
and move.
I forgot his action.
Yeah, please.
Thallo, would you mind rolling me a feat? And we'll say, way of combativeness, please.
$13.
He tries to grab onto you and begin to pull you back to the hole. But you remain firmly rooted. So he's just going to pull himself off of the knife and kind of like stumble a few feet. Now, Vern, please go ahead. I'm so sorry.
No worries. Defensive attitude. We're gonna dodge and weave and make our way. We have to be a warrior here, so we're gonna try to move toward the next individual as close as I can get.
Okay. You will be able to close on him next turn if he's alive, but Bear is able to close in on him this round.
Sweet.
And because Bear's rolled so abysmally on his speed, I am actually going to roll his attack. Because I've started to doubt this giant bear. I shouldn't have. That's a 10.
Oh my god. There we go.
He's slow, but when he finally gets there, he gets the job done.
Just
Could you
fair.
roll it again? I want to see if bear explodes again. It's important to me.
No, you're on 8 on the second one, though.
That's
It's
still
still pretty
good,
good.
Bear.
You know what? He's doing better.
So good.
Yeah, no, he fully stands up on his back 2 legs and just smashes this guy into the stone floor and does the bear thing where he just keeps going up onto his back legs a little bit with both of his paws, like he's trying to do CPR, but he's just smashing him viscerously into the floor.
This is the one that Werner was going to, correct?
Yes.
Yeah,
The
Werner's just gonna be like,
bear rushes past you and just slams the fuck out of this guy.
I think
"That's a good bear,
Sal
that's
would
a
have
good bear."
reached out and like made sure Vern got out of the way.
You are surrounded by blood and viscera. Blair, you've killed someone with that sword again. Blood running down it to the pommel piece, running over your fingers.
Her sword arm is shaking at that, but just immediately breathing and holding it in. Now's not the time.
I was saying the thing I'm very certain catches your eye is the light of the torch flickering off of Aiden's battle axe, which is still embedded in this dude's chest that he killed when you guys were coming into the cave.
Is there any sign of him?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
his axe, and Bear. Those are the signs left of him.
What's Bear doing right now?
Still roaring furiously and smashing an obviously dead body.
Murder CPR.
Blair's going to look to the axe and then look to Bear and the others, and they must have taken him deeper in. We have to go. We must go after him.
I think he's down there.
Yeah. Thal's gonna grab the axe.
Real heavy.
Uh-huh.
It's a solid 16 pounds of steel.
I'm gonna go up to Bear, and would I know how to attempt to calm him out of this?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a wild animal. What are you trying to pull here?
We just let him smash the body. He seems
Do that.
happy doing that.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fine. That's fine.
Are you going to attempt to use Demortha Mysteries?
If we want the bear calm.
I just want the bear focused because we could use Bear.
Well, I don't think Bear's going down the hole.
Bear can't climb down the ropes.
Although he could help us. And she'll point back at the snow.
Yeah.
That's also a problem.
Yeah, digging through that. If we leave him up here, he can probably
That's probably the
make some
first time.
headway.
Probably the first time Blair even noticed the fact that we're snowed in. She's gonna be like, "Oh yes, that's a good idea. We do not want to have any. We do not want to have our only way out blocked, especially if we need to flee fast."
I will say a few moments pass before some of the snow cracks away, and your care knights that all got buried in the snow kind of ruffle their heads and very begrudgingly move into the cave.
Did you have to do some digging? Oh, poor buddy. And there's like,
They look
realized.
very nervous with Bear. They're
Yeah.
like they're
I'm gonna
grouping
take care
together.
of
They're
Bear.
starting to get low and keep their horns forward. Bears are a Cairnide's natural predator.
So we're gonna do an autumn stone. I have calm animals.
Oh hell yeah, that's
Yes,
probably a good
you-
idea now.
Yes, you do. You do have calm animals. Interesting. Any agitation from your companions will cancel the effect of the Algum. So everybody's got to stay calm for this Algum to work.
I need everybody to calm down. We're alive. Brennan, I need you to take care of that shaking.
Vernon's gonna vomit at this point, I think.
Get it out now.
Yeah, Thal looks completely calm. Which is mildly upsetting to me as the player. But it's fine. Just just deep breaths through the nose. Just get it all out. Maybe aim towards the wall, not the middle of the floor. We have to sleep here.
And I'm going to go ahead and make a house rule here.
Mhm.
Since all of the animals in the vicinity are familiar to you, instead of requiring you to roll and cast at a certain level of Rindath or at a certain circle, I'm going to allow you to simply expend one Rindath and affect all of the animals present, because you have familiarity with them.
Yeah.
And I've described it once. Would you please describe to me what happens as you
Yeah.
use calm animals?
So I think she would pull out the specific stone from her pouch around her waist and hold it out in her hand, have her palm over it, and start speaking, chanting over it, but not harshly, more of like a song.
And that requires everybody to be calm, right?
Yes.
Okay, because Blair's not.
Name
Like,
yet will just fly over and land on you. Calm down. For everyone. I don't think that's something that the Caronides or the bear are really focused on, as this is a natural predator and their natural prey in the same room. They're very focused on each other.
Yeah. That's fair.
But it seems like everything begins to root in place. The Caronides kind of stamp a little and then bring their horns up and then inevitably just kind of lay down. Even Name Yet kind of just like leans on your shoulder, Blair, as the magic goes through and starts to fall asleep.
I think that's when she started noticing her hand shaking too, and it's just like, okay. Fine. It's fine.
And Bear will approach the Caronides. And for those of you that have been out in the woods and, you know, have seen sort of, it's so strange watching a full-grown mountain brown bear walk up to a pack of Caronides and just lays down with them.
Look, we're all friends. We're alive. It's very cold, but we're okay.
It's actually not super cold in this cave right now.
Oh, that's good.
With the snow blocking the entrance and the fact that this fire has been going for a while and that heat is kind of radiating through the stones, it's actually
makes
pretty
sense.
comfortable in here. However, it's with the laying down of all the animals. And I don't know who would notice this. I don't know who would notice this first. I think I'll say Vernon. And probably Thallow at the same time. Vernon, as you go to vomit. Thallow kind of keeping up with him, just trying to check in on him. You see behind one of this grouping of stalagmites body. Not one that you all made, but a body that's been here for a while. It has been gnawed upon by human teeth. And that's when all of you notice, looking at all of the dead ones beginning to go around. One of them has a kind of partially bitten off ear on a necklace around his neck. Another one of them, as you kind of go through his bag trying to figure out who these people were, or may have spilled from his bag when he died. A human toe bone that has been filed into a toothpick. The gnawed upon foot that it came off of. You notice all of their teeth have been filed sharp, ridged. You're snowed in with some cannibals.
Vernon, realizing this, will alert his friends. They were man-eaters.
did Blair say that you saw a bite mark on Osbarth?
Yes. It was vicious, and it was not healed.
Well,
It
at
is.
least we know we're in the right place.
Aslan, could their teeth? Is there something about them that would make a wound made by it not be able to be healed by what you had done?
Isn't it obvious? This whole place is not right.
We shouldn't tarry here. They'll be wanting to make Aiden the main course.
We must save him.
Barrett. We might be outmatched.
If they can bleed, they can die.
A spirit doesn't bleed.
What did you see?
What was it called again?
I found the enemy. The word means enemy in the old tongue of the Demorthans. They are vile spirits that they exist for the destruction of man.
Does this sound familiar to me at all?
Demons, as the church says.
I mean, demons. They're
Oh,
demons.
that's something from up there.
It's a storybook. Whatever creature
I know
has
what I
Aiden,
saw.
I know what you think you saw.
No, I know what I saw.
Regardless, we need to go now and not argue. We'll not let Aiden meet this fate. And Blair is there any way safely down? Is it
Yeah,
just-
there are ropes around pittons.
she looks like she's getting ready to go down. Sheathing her
Probably
sword.
throw a
for the
light
moment.
down.
Sure.
I
Pick
was
one of
going to toss the axe down first, in case there's anyone waiting at the bottom.
Also smart.
Good idea. Can you carry it? Or
I
do you
can
need...
toss it. Also, it's going to make a sound, so... But given that what my cousin saw took Aiden down there, they know we're up here.
Could try to lure
But
it
they
up.
also might think we are the ones coming back. I mean, how many bodies are there?
Up here,
Mm-hmm.
7. The 4
So-
you all killed and 3 that Aiden killed before you got here.
So their clothing.
Ragged.
Yeah.
Some of them have better. In fact, Vernon, as you look them over, you recognize one of them. Not by his face, but by the boots. They were the last boots that moved past you before you went into unconsciousness 2 nights ago.
What would man-eaters want with Magian's tools?
It could be working for someone.
Theorizing gets us nowhere. Let's do the task and be done with it.
Agreed. And I believe at this point they've already heard enough to know that we're coming already, so making more noise is not going to hurt.
Could try to lure them up.
Well, see, there's 7. There was 7 up here. There's 4 of us, so who knows? Maybe we all died. And then the 4 of us are just coming back to camp. And Thal's gonna start taking bits of the clothes off to kind of match what they're looking like.
Various states of disrepair, but sure.
It's if the light down there is low enough, I'm the lone survivor.
So you're beginning to go down after making preparations.
Can I use trackless path now?
You may. You may. You are being resisted. However, gauntlet of this place is very, very low. So go ahead. What circle would you like to cast this at? And what that means, how many targets are you trying to get trackless step to?
Would all of us be the third circle?
All of you would be the fourth circle,
Oh, okay.
which is a difficulty of 20. And its persistency is 1 hour. Now I will say, that is 1 hour per level over 20. So if you roll 20, it's 1 hour. 21, 2 hours. 20, so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
It will take
Different
it'll take 4 rounds for you to summon that power. However, I believe the catch comes in. The fourth circle costs you 15 points of Rindath.
Yeah, I have 6.
So the highest you would be able to cast is the second circle, which would affect 2 targets for 3 rounds. Less than a minute. 6 seconds.
Doesn't seem useful right now. Yeah, I'll hold off until we get down there, and yeah, go from there.
Preparations have been made by 2 of you now. Anything anyone else is trying to do before we start down the hole?
So what is the plan then for that? You want to go first? Looking like that. And we just stay a pace behind you in the shadow?
Fuck, and be quiet. And you jingle a bit, so we could always be dragging your body back.
Fair enough. I can be quiet in the best of times, but we'll see.
But then again, that one was not on, so always throw it down the hole first.
What's the plan?
Do that. Gaol wants to go first, and then followed slowly by the rest of us, and then we stick to the shadows.
Drop the not on body down.
4 seconds before you hear it smack.
It's a bit ways down there, so. I was gonna grab a light. Kind of hold it, like, if it's a torch, just kind of hold the very end in their teeth and crawl down. So they're using their hands.
We begin to go down. Descend deeper. I'll end with a little monologue. See that there are scratchings, writings, ravings in this hole on all the walls coming down. Most of it is maddening speech that has very little coherency. Words, phrases, broken sentences, all carved into the stone with what looks like sharp claws. Maybe a chisel. Irrational. There's one huge carving about midway down the hole. Just words carved large and bold. The one eats the sin. Weakness is a sin. Weakness in our flesh. We are the one. Sate thine own appetite. And that is where we will end this session 2 of Shadows of Esteren, the Jail of the Gods. Thank you all for being here, and we'll see you next time.